Morning, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. How are you doing? Got some tree work today. I'm actually filming it. I'm gonna film some of it, make a little video here. But so backstory is I've worked on this tree a couple of times, and I told the lady the first time I worked on it, I said, look, you know, the tree is very old and it's reached the end of its life, and it needs to, it really just needs to come down. That I can prune it, but ultimately it really just needs to come down. So, and she didn't want to lose the tree. I get it, but since then I've came back and I've worked on it another time, and then they've had some limbs fall out, and this is where they park their cars. And finally, she just wasn't willing to accept the risk anymore. So she finally called me and said, okay, I'm ready to pull the trigger. Just go ahead and take the tree down. She said, I hate to lose it, but just it's too dangerous. And I said, yeah, alrighty. So, and this tree is massive at the base. So, there it is. These cuts right here, that's not that one. Yeah, that one. But yeah, so these cuts right here, that's where I took limbs off the house, and this is where they park their cars. So got the bucket truck, got the chipper over there, got the semi with the dump trailer. You know, I mean, so you can see the size of Patrick and the size of the tree. I'll get a measurement on it after I get it cut down, but yeah. But you can see all the dead in the top. And like mistletoe right there. You know, and then just that. And then there's a lot of like rotten spots in it. Like right there. But anyway, so I don't know how much of this I'm gonna be able to film because one of my crew guys is sick today. But anyway, but yeah, hey, another day in the tree life, you know. I'm just glad that she finally pulled the trigger to cut it down before it fell on somebody's car or hurt somebody or fell on their house or something, because this thing has got holes all in it. I mean, you know, it's got cat eyes all in it, just dead, big dead branches, you know, ones that if they fall, they will hurt or kill somebody. So anyway, all right, well, y'all stay safe. Be back in a bit. So one thing I was talking about here, see this hole? I mean, I can, like, see that? That whole limb is hollow. And it's, I mean, it's, you know, huge. And it goes all the way up there, and it's dead. So yeah, I mean, just, you know, stuff like that is all throughout this whole tree. Like I said, there is nothing, you know, holding this limb on. See, and it's hollow. All the way up, you know. And it goes probably 35 feet above me, right there. Alrighty. See, so you got that big void right there. And then all that weight above it. Right over the house. See, they already got a limb on the roof from
previous storms or whatever. And then I've been working on this tree for maybe 2 hours, hour and a half, something like that. But like all the limbs are like that, you know. And then you see how this one's just all decayed and rotten. That was a dead limb. But I'm sure I'm gonna find some more like in this one. I mean, see that limb right there, you know, it's just this tree's been kind of ravaged by time and storms, and it's got a bunch of wounds. So I'll back up so y'all can see a little bit. But I worked everything off of this side over my truck. Kind of covered Patrick up, but I told him I was gonna make a mess over there so that when I came over here and started working stuff off the house, he could catch up over there. Yeah, trees like this make me very thankful that I have a tractor and a big dump trailer. So yeah, you can kind of, let me get away. But these 3 limbs, like I said, I worked on this tree before, and these 3 limbs right here coming off of this side actually go over the house. But I could rope them and cut bigger sections, but I'm just cutting them small and just cutting and pitching, because the best tie-in point that I have is right there. And as you can tell, most of that limb is dead except for that little green portion right there. So I don't really trust that spar to hold any kind of weight. In fact, I don't really trust any of this tree to hold any kind of weight. So, and in fact, I'm trying to keep it somewhat balanced, you know, not take way too much off of one side. I know I took a bunch off of this side, but I also took a lot off of that side. I'm trying to kind of keep it balanced because I don't trust the base as well. Thankfully, I've got the wind in my favor, because the wind is blowing that way, or kind of that way, away from the house. Yeah, the tree's only about maybe 70 feet tall, but it's probably about 100 feet wide, because it goes all the way from there way over there. And like I said, the camera just does not do justice to the size of this tree. Straight across, it's gonna be 60 inches plus. So, but yeah, like I said, this limb, and this limb, they stretch out over this carport, and I'm just cutting and pitching, you know, just taking it in small pieces. And then, you know, that side I can just pretty much drop. I got one limb hanging over the 3-phase right here, but once I get all of this crap out of my way and go dump all that, then I can pull my bucket truck up closer to the tree and, you know, get these 2 forks. I may get them from up here, from right here, I don't know. I mean, I can reach this side, and I don't know, I may hinge that down. Just kind of, you know, just working my way through it. Trees like this are what I call a whittle tree. Not a little tree, but a whittle tree. Because you just cut everything that doesn't look like a stump. That's what August Honecky says. And it makes sense. Just go up and just start cutting. And you keep cutting and keep cutting. And cut some more. And then, hey, there you go. Once I get it down to about right there-ish, or kind of that fork right there, then I can just put a rope in it and just follow it out that way. So, you know, once I get all the top out and everything. But yeah. So that's where we're at. I wish I had brought my camera stand or my GoPro or something. I could have done a time lapse. That would have been kind of cool, but I didn't. So you're just gonna have to put up with another terrible video. But anyway, at least it's tree work. So there you go. All right, be back in a minute. Alrighty, so it's the next day, next morning, whatever. I did have to rope out, excuse me, 3 limbs. But I roped them real small, and I didn't use that tying point that I showed you. I used a different tying point that was stronger and wasn't over the house. That way, if it failed, when the, you know, when the pressure got on the rope, that it would be away from the house and it would fall, it would fail out in the yard and not over my bucket truck and not over the house. So so here's there. Got, these may look like logs, but they're not. Those are actually the limbs off of the tree. I got my 881 with a 47-inch bar. I've got a 5-foot bar at home, but I didn't bring it just because it's kind of a pain in the butt to put on and to operate. And this one should do the trick. I also got my 661 on the other side of the wall. This 881 right here with that West Coast muffler will absolutely rattle the earth. So yeah, you definitely use hearing protection with this. Like I said, so that's 47. Should get the job done. Gonna have to cut it from both sides, but you know, like I said, that bar is a lot easier to handle than that 6-foot bar. If I need to, I can always go get it. We're only a couple miles from the house. So got the tractor over there in the neighbor's yard, which is fine because I've already done tree work for them and they said it's cool. And like I said, yeah, I know the camera doesn't do these justice, but like this one, this limb right here is at my pocket, so my knee is down here. So yeah, anyway, so yeah, Patrick needs to get a hard hat on, but anyway, maybe he can dodge that. I don't think a hard hat would help him if that hit him. So I'm gonna try to film it falling, but that's better. There we go. I'm gonna try to film it falling. But anyway, all right, be back in a minute. Let me go get my notch cut. All right, guys. Sorry, Joe's cutting. So I brought the forks for the tractor so that we can pick up all these pieces because they won't fit in the grapple. So there's Joe. There's the tree. Anyway, yeah, my 661 has a West Coast muffler as well. Trying to get in a quiet area. Alrighty, so I'm just gonna go ahead and end that one there. We're gonna spend the next couple hours sawing and loading because probably like a 1-foot piece of that tree weighs probably 800-900 pounds. I don't know. That was a 47-inch bar, and I had to cut it from both sides. It wouldn't go all the way through. And that was DBH. So, side note, it's really funny when I watch YouTube videos and the guy's like, oh yeah, this tree was 12 feet across. You know, and I'm like, no. Maybe, you know, in the Pacific Northwest, you know, out there, yes, okay, 100%, I got it. But here, like Mississippi, you know, whatever, Tennessee, Georgia, you know, the Carolinas, I'm like, no, you're full of crap, dog. That one right there was, I'm gonna say right about 55, 60. I hadn't measured it yet, but yeah, it was 55, 60 inches at DBH. The stump is probably gonna be somewhere, you know, I don't know. I'll measure the stump after I do the, wow, my hair looks terrible. I'll measure the stump. I gotta cut my hair. I hadn't had time to make an appointment with my barber. He's been too busy cutting trees. I am my barber. Okay. But anyway, I'm gonna say the stump's at least like 110, 112, somewhere around there. I'll measure it and take a picture of it, but that's at ground level, you know. So and I don't consider ground level the width of the tree. That's just the width of the root flare. So I consider the width of the tree at, you know, DBH, diameter at breast height. So anyway, all right, well, hey, thank y'all. There's a little tree work for you. Got another video coming out on the last video of the log trailer is gonna be coming out. I'm tidying up the wiring right now, so just doing the final little touches on it. And anyway, hey, Jesus loves you, and deuces, homies. Be safe.